What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, it's good to see you. So I have just now received the controller I've been waiting for. I saved up for it. I was super excited. I watched 1,000 reviews on this thing, but I'm finally doing an unboxing, first impressions, and a hand cam video in this video. So before we even start, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, everything everyone always tells you to do. It's really important. We're trying to grow quickly, and you guys have been killing it lately, so I really appreciate you for that. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So today I received the Astro C40. Now, as many as you know, or probably some of you know, I actually got a Scuff about almost 2 years ago now. And for the most part, it still works, even though everyone says that Scuffs are terrible and they don't actually work well. I disagree. I'm only using 2 paddles on the back. It still works with 4. All works perfectly fine. The biggest issue I had within the first week was the manual trigger sensitivities. So my left trigger's tight and my right trigger's loose. However, that's fine because that's what I would want if I was doing, you know, like semi-auto weapons and spamming the button. I still have a control freaks on there. I'm going to use them on this as well. But yeah, so I'm gonna end up doing a follow-up review on this all the way through, but all I can say is it worked great. Now, when looking into a controller to purchase, to upgrade, because it's been so long and this one is actually going out, my right trigger doesn't always work during semi-auto weapons. So if I'm playing a game, sometimes when I'm spamming it, it'll only register like every other click or every other, you know, trigger pull. So that's why I got this. So I'm super excited to get into it, check it out, and unbox it with a hand cam and everything, and then I'm gonna play some Call of Duty with it with the hand cam and tell you guys my thoughts. All right, so I apologize if the hand cam looks a little bit strange. I haven't quite gotten the right angle for hand cams yet, but this is what I'm working with. So here we have the Astro C40 box. Now, if you're like me, you've already watched 1,000 reviews and unboxing, so I'm not going to go too into depth about everything. However, I will give you all the details and little quibs and little tidbits that you need to know about this controller. So first thing off is that it's only for PlayStation. A PC as well, obviously, but that's super important to note, is that currently there's no Xbox variant, maybe in the future, but as of now, we don't know. Next thing, there's a lot of rumors about stick drift. A lot of people have issues with stick drift having to replace their modules. That was something I was worried about because that's the main thing I look for in a controller not messing up. And so we're gonna test that out right out of the rip. However, I did buy this from Best Buy, so I have a huge return window. So that's what I would recommend for you, is to not buy it from Astro, buy it from Best Buy. You can still get your warranty through Astro. You can get free parts for 6 months. That being said, let's just unbox it and get right into it. I don't have a knife, so I'm gonna use a Scuff paddle. I loved my Scuff controller. I never had issues, but I've heard of a lot of people having issues. I don't know if that's because they throw their controllers or they don't take care of them. Mine never leaves my desk. So for me, controllers don't normally go out too quickly. However, the stick drift was never a problem on that controller. I did get when back in the day, you could get the standard PS4 sticks on it. I don't think you can anymore. I wish you could, because the grips on the Scuff. So I actually have an Elite Xbox controller, which I actually have the Scuff paddles on the back. Highly recommend it if you don't like the normal paddles. These are super nice, and you get the functionality of the original Xbox Elite. I stopped using this because the connection disappeared. So I've had this about the same amount of time as I've had the Scuff, and this actually started going out quicker than my Scuff did. This hasn't had the same issues. This has insane stick drift. Like, it literally will just move off the screen in games like Fortnite, where, if you didn't already know this, the lower the stick drift in Fortnite, the better the aim assist. So you have to have it low to get a good controller experience on linear.
What? Controller player? That is a controller player!
And it just wasn't working well for me. The trigger stops were a little bit weird. They didn't work all the time. And so all in all, the Xbox Elite I did not like. That being said, since I've used multiple different Pro controllers, I'm excited to try something from Astro. I've used their headsets in the past. I do think that they make amazing products. There is a lot of issues with this controller, I've heard, but that being said, it is the most innovative controller in the market. It's also the V1. I think they can get a little bit of slack. Then again, for $200, do they really get any slack? I don't know. You be the judge of that. As of now, we'll see. If it starts having issues, I'll just return it and I'll grab a Battle Beaver and we'll do a review on that one instead. But for now, let's focus on this. This is the box. You have a nice normal Astro box. If you ever had a headset from them, you know this is how all their products come. Slide it off, and inside you're gonna get your carrying case. To me, this is a huge pro. I mean, because a lot of other companies like Scuff, you have to buy their case. Battle Beaver, you have to buy their case. With Astro, you do not. Warranty information in there, definitely keep that. I've heard a lot of issues, so it's definitely best to keep that. So let's unbox it. And this is gonna be my first look at the controller. You guys are seeing it with me right now. Okay, so I've watched a bunch of videos. I already know what this thing looks like. I haven't picked it up yet. Everyone says it's insanely heavy, and I will be the judge of that. Right now, I have next to me a Scuff Impact with no rumbles. So this is the lightest controller I own other than a normal DualShock. And the heaviest controller I own. This with the Scuff Pack is like weighted. It's not that heavy. Everyone says it's really heavy. It's really not. It's really not. I gotta be honest. It's not. Like, it's half the weight of the Xbox controller. At least half the weight. I'd say it's maybe double the weight of this though. So maybe the weight of a normal Xbox controller. So first thing off the rip, I gotta say it is gorgeous. I mean, I'll show you that there. Boom. So what I can say first, it feels amazing. I haven't touched the sticks yet. I haven't touched the buttons, haven't touched anything except the triggers and the back buttons. The grip that's on it is soft touch. A lot of people say it's a grip on the front. It is soft touch. It feels like, if you've ever had one of the Scuffs, it feels like this matte texture, but a lot softer. If you had, actually, almost identical to the Elite controller's front. A little bit softer. All right. On the back, you have these grips. They're lined like that. They are not as comfortable as the grips from the Elite. I do have Scuff Grips on. The Scuff Grips are the most comfortable grips I've ever used. These are like, look, you can even see if I like, it's like, if you can hear that, it's like a grip rubber. This is a little bit less, but with the soft touch, feels great. I will say this is the best built controller I've ever felt. Better than the Elite. The Elite's just heavy. This feels like sturdy, anchored. Back buttons, no one ever does a test of these, so I'll show you real quick what it looks like with your hands. They literally sit perfectly on these buttons. Perfectly on these buttons. And since nobody ever does this for some reason in the reviews, I will. This is what they sound like, so I'll compare them real quick. This is the Scuff Impact buttons. This is the Elite V1 with the Scuff Paddles buttons. And this is the Astro's buttons. They don't have that sharp click, but I think it's because of how wide the paddle actually is. If you press right in the back where I think the button is, so like instead of pressing here, you press here, it feels so comfortable. This is, as of now, the most comfortable controller I've ever felt in my hand. My hands fit perfectly. So for people who don't, you know, it's hard to judge over online. My hand size is short, chubby fingers and wide hands, which is why the normal DualShock isn't the most comfortable, because I can grip it like crazy, but then trying to reach these is kind of awkward. The Impact is perfect. Xbox controller is perfect. This is the most perfect controller I have ever felt. Now let's start getting into the features. Up here, real quick, you have a wired and wireless mode. Toggle that. Up here, you have a profile similar to the Xbox controller profile, other side. This is your wireless and wired mode. This is profile. So profile 1, say you have circle and X. Profile 2, square X. Switching back and forth. Since I play Fortnite and COD, I'd probably set 1 to COD. So this would be like X and maybe square. And I don't see a lot of people using square, but reloading and picking up weapons, but a back paddle might be nice. Switching over to that might be Fortnite, might be edit and jump. So the first thing to note, all the buttons, making sure they work. The one thing I can see is that I don't know if you'll be able to see it, it leans into the side you're touching, which I'm not the biggest fan of, because basically that could be a problem later on. It like swivels a little bit, but I don't know if that's gonna be an issue. Pause button, ooh, that's sharp. Share. The sticks, let's touch them for the first time. Give me a second real quick, because people said that these are looser than normal sticks. Did I get a different copy or something? Mine are tighter. I mean, they almost feel identical, like almost identical. These are almost a little bit tighter. right in, left. They feel great. The grip on the thumbsticks is not amazing. I'm definitely gonna run controls freaks. We'll try the dome though. We'll try all the things that come with it. Before we get into all of that though, let's go with the rest of the controller. Here is your pairing or your remapping button for the fly. However, there is a desktop app. I'm gonna run through that a little bit as well. And then you're toggling your trigger stops, which I'm gonna basically keep these on at all times. So that just stops the triggers from going all the way down. They're a little bit more rattly than the trigger stops on either of these controllers, but let's compare the length that they go down. So if we got about that much, about the same, then we'll compare it to the Scuffs. These feel more sturdy than the Scuffs do for sure. The Scuff feels so cheap when you compare it to this. I mean, it's not even close. This thing's comfortable as hell. So let's go to the front face buttons real quick. People said that they felt dead in other reviews. They just feel hollow. They feel like it's a module. All right, and then the D-pad, super clicky D-pad. Let's get back into what comes in the box. So in the box you get your case, obviously, your pad, USB stick for pairing. You press this button to pair it up. 4 sets of thumbsticks. It looks like there's a D-pad and a control set here. It doesn't actually come with it. You can buy them separately. And then the Allen wrench to take off the front faceplate, which I'll do in a second. And of course, the legendary Astro cable. They make the best cables on the market, and I'm super excited to get another one. They're not braided, but they're extremely thick rubber, and they're very, very unique. They feel a certain way that I've kept all of mine, and when I'm digging into a big box of cables, I know that it's an Astro one. I mean, to be honest, I would almost just rather buy these than anything else. It does come with a very unique cable. For those cable fiends out there, it's a super long one and large because it basically slides perfectly in there, and now you have no worry about rattle. That was my biggest thing that I wanted to make sure that my next controller had this, which is basically a stopper from burning your cables, breaking them, because all the pressure on a normal Xbox or PS4 controller goes right in there and it wiggles the module, so then you start losing connection. I was playing Fortnite with this in wired mode, and it literally, I would do 90s, 90, 90, and then it would just keep spinning because it would lose its connection. Same thing with the Xbox Elite. It doesn't have a protection there, so it's super nice to have it like this, and also it'll fit normal micro USBs. So I'll even test it with this one. Yep, normal micro USB still fits in there perfectly. So let's unbox everything. So now we have all of the sticks out of their spots, and right there. So we have a short dome, long concave, long dome, and a second short dome. I will say the grips on all of these, not the greatest. I do run a higher stick on my right, as you should, and I would recommend. See if I can't get this off. I think you just pull it. Well, I don't want to break anything, so what we're going to do is take off the faceplate and then take it off that way. So to take off the faceplate, just unscrew these. Super short screws. They feel really, what would the word be? Oiled. Well, like they're good screws. That was an issue that no one talked about. It was like, what if you strip them? So here's how we take off the faceplate, and we take off both modules. You can pop these things out now. These are going to be your thumbsticks. You can replace these. D-pad. You can move this around, and then you just line up these little divots, and they lock into place. And now if you wanted, you have an Xbox layout. And, ooh, that's comfortable. I gotta say, that's really comfortable. I am getting used to PlayStation layout, though. So for now, I'm going to stick with it. Not mess with these too much. Yeah, that feels good. I do want to try taking off these top. It's not coming apart. The analog stick's not coming off. So it says you just have to pull really hard. So I'm having this. What I've seen online is that you just need to pull really hard, like it was gonna break. Oh, and then it comes off. So it was it. Okay. So if we put like a long dome stick on there, These things are hard to get off, by the way. For anyone who was freaking out about that like I just was, do not worry, you're not alone. That is weird that you have to push that hard. Ooh, that dome one feels pretty good. Let me pop this on here. Yeah. No, I could get down with the long dome one. I think that one feels pretty good. However, I'm going to switch to the short one again. I will say that it's not as easy as they could have made it been. So now we have the short one on here. And I've read online and watched a couple videos that you can, in fact, get control freaks on them. It's just kind of tearing up the stick, actually. There you go. Pinching. If that's going to hold, I'm happy because I like my control freaks. Place that in there. And you got a control freak. I do see now what they mean by how loose it feels. It's definitely loose. A lot looser than an Xbox controller or a PS4 controller, but only when you get the actual stick extension on there. Otherwise, it feels pretty normal. I'm just going to start playing with the extended dome stick, and we'll get some footage of that hand cam, and that's what I'll use. Now we got our configuration the way we want it set. I don't think you actually have to take off the faceplate to change out the thumbsticks. However, I just did to do it. We'll see how it works if about halfway through the stream, if I end up wanting to switch to the scuff, or not the scuff, the control freak, I'll throw that on and get more footage of that, because these sticks do not have that much grip. So I got it down decently tight enough to where it's looking good. That longer stick actually feels really good. Everything feels great. So let's get into the software. Okay, so here is the first time I'm actually seeing the software. I'm not using the cable yet. I still haven't plugged it in. So let's see. We need to switch this to wired mode. We have it plugged in. Ah, there we go. Now it's setting it up. Sorry, I just had to unplug it. Plug it back in. So profile 2 is on map. Profile 1, let's view the profile. So this is where you're going to be setting everything up. They have very clean software, I must say. So X goes to X, yada, yada, yada. Currently, UL, so under left is how I figure. Under left is set to 0 or O. Under right is set to X, so circle and X. That's actually how I would normally play, so I'm going to leave that how it is. Stick sensitivity, I've heard that since these are a little bit more sensitive, is that it's best to, I'm trying to figure out how this works. So this is how you mess with your dead zones. I don't completely know how it works. I figured default we'll stick with for right now. I'm going to test for the stick drift. As you can see, it's already twitching on the left, but it's not showing anything on the graph. The right shows one little piece. Also show you guys how to fix that. Let's try to see if I can get it to stick and no stick drift. So the way to fix the stick drift, if you need to though, is you hold the back button for 3 seconds till it vibrates, release it, and then hold it again until it resets, and that'll reset your sticks and put them back into place. Triggers, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set these all to 100, because what that does is it's the second I press it, it's at full capacity. I need the fastest reaction time, fastest ADS speed I can get in Call of Duty. If I need to adjust these later, if they're too sensitive, if I bump it and it does something, we can always change that. Audio, I'm not gonna mess with it. I use a good audio setup. And then rumble, I'm gonna just turn that off completely. Something important to note, save after you do what you do, because if you don't sync to controller, it will erase your profile. So that's basically all the software. Right now I have them both set up, so if I switch it to this, perfect for Fortnite. Left is circle, right is X, and over here is UL square, UL X. Make sure that our update is good, auto update. Let's check for some firmware, both up to date. So make sure you always do that. I'm editing this right now, and before I forget to mention, you cannot turn on your PlayStation with this controller. If you've watched other reviews, they've talked about it. It is true. Very important to note that you cannot turn on your PlayStation with this controller. You have to get off your butt. All right, so what you guys just missed is me forgetting to hit the record button and ended up getting a really good streak of VTOL. But I guess, you know, I would say it's a little bit of a warm-up for what we got. So I wasn't even running my normal setup either. So what I am gonna do is run my normal setup, which is with a compensator. and see what we can do here. So the first thing I can tell you about this controller is super comfortable. I don't normally have my arms up on the desk, so this is very uncomfortable for me right now. But what I will say is that every button feels accessible. RB, LB, man, or R1, L1, I guess, they feel amazing, super clicky, tactile. I had to switch back to my Fortnite profile. I am just not good enough yet with square on the back paddle. The button. I gotta say though, the back buttons are perfectly placed. As someone who plays with an impact, it's if you're coming from an impact, it's gonna be a really easy transition. This does feel very natural. Arms being up on the table does not feel natural. However, I ended up popping off at the end of that last game. Unfortunately, I wasn't recording it. I also had a laser on my sight though. I wanted to get off of there. I think they're gonna push left. There we go. Get that long shot. See if I can't get the quick little pick there. Don't know if that was a teammate, not. All right, it's a quiet game. I'm gonna play a little bit slower. I'm just trying to get my streaks up now that I'm definitely recording. Here we go. Oh, no, I wanted my gun. That contextual tap, it'll kill you. So we got a couple. There we go. Nice little long shot. I know I'm camping a little bit, but I got to get used to this analog. All right, so now I know I'm good to push up mid a little bit. Definitely one mid. Oh shit, we got another one coming. Ah, thank you. Teammate took care of him. So we're pushed up a little bit. I don't know if we're flipping spawns just yet. Saved him. There's the VTOL. Gotta get that out before these dudes spawn. And I think we flipped them. So let's get out there. There's that one. Nice little trip. I have 4 bullets. It's a kilo. All right, let's go grab that A site. Need to get scavenger on this class ASAP. Think they're gonna peek long. Oh, he's up top. Here we go. A quick little one. Here we go. Just support helo up. I need a new weapon though. No broken MP7 right now. So playing a little bit slower. I think for the second half of this game, I'll play a little bit faster though. I think they already got my support helo off. 13K streak. I'm getting shot. Yeah, I was about to say I couldn't take care of that guy on the backside yet. That's not too bad. We got our ammo back. We got our gun back. I do need to make sure that I'm running over the bodies because I missed a lot of scavenger possibilities there. I could have really played that out well. So take care of that guy. Oh, my aim was a little bit off there. Teammate didn't help me too much, but we didn't do too bad. How are we doing? 16. We top fragging. Definitely love domination in general. That dude's sitting out there. Nice little quick. Skip out here. Ah, man, that's what pubs are for. Shooting rockets. Normally I'd rage a lot harder, but having a new controller makes this game feel... Oh. Bro! I swear! Okay, that's gonna make me rage. No, dude. Okay, I'm pissed. That actually made me mad. I'll say that honestly, that made me mad. I'm going after that guy. We got a vengeance. And now is not the time to be missing shots. Got a little cocky. Okay. Did we already clear off C? Okay, I got that one. There. Here we go. Clear him off. No! Outside that door. That quick one. Now I'm gonna peek that, and it's game over, baby. That's what we like to see. How do we do? 27 kills. Let's see what our death ratio was, though. Gotta love that MP7. It's my go-to if I want to win a game for sure. 27 to 10. It's not too bad. But yeah, so the main impressions I can say is that it works really well with the long stick. It will take some getting used to. I'll be streaming tonight in about 3 hours, Monday through Wednesday at least. And I can say for sure that I think the controller is an amazing feel. No dead zone issues right off the rip. Paddle buttons, everything feels great. So yeah, I mean, what can I say? Is it worth 200? If you're like me and you enjoy playing with controller and you like having that competitive edge, this would be the one I would recommend the most, mainly because Battle Beaver is about a 3-month shipping rate. However, the the warranty is a lifetime, so that's amazing. Scuff, really cheap feeling and not a great warranty, 6 months. The Astro only has a 6-month warranty, but if you buy it through Best Buy and you're like me, you have an Elite Plus account, maybe your parents do, you can get a 45-day return window, no questions asked, and after that, continue to get your warranty if you choose to. I might end up buying the warranty for this, 2-year protection, no matter what happens, it breaks, give you a brand new one. So for 6 months, you get brand new modules from Astro, but from Best Buy, you're going to be able to get 2 years of protection. I believe it's $40. So to me, this is probably your best bet for a 2-year lifespan. I think $200 for a controller is great. Consider you can get as many replacements as you like. And yeah, so I highly recommend this controller as of now. I'll make sure to get a follow-up review in about a month or so. But for my first impressions from the gameplay, you can even see that it's catching up there. I mean, it's not as good as my 50-kill gameplay with the Scuff, but we're gonna get back to that when I get used to this stick. I will say though, the domed, I didn't think I'd like it. I kind of like it. So yeah, let's finish off the rest of this review up top. So what can I say about this controller? Like I just said, everything basically worked fine. It works well, and I do recommend it. The back buttons, insanely comfortable. I mean, it's the most comfortable buttons I've ever had. It's like you just squeeze your controller and they trigger, but it's harder than just squeezing. If you used paddles before, you know what I mean. Trigger stops felt great. The only issue I had was probably not being able to get my control freak on there, which does kind of suck because I love my control freaks. I'll try to fit that on. I might end up still doing a stream tonight with the control freak on. We'll definitely have to try that out. Other than that, though, I gotta be honest. I mean, everyone said the stick tension was so bad. It only took me, 20 minutes to get used to it, to where now I was able to kind of lock onto people, and I think it's great. I mean, it's built in there. I mean, the sticks, they work amazingly. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole video. I know this was a long one, but if you made it all the way here, comment bruh down below to let me know that you made it through this entire review, unboxing, and hand cam. And please make sure you drop a like and subscribe. It does help a lot. I'm trying to hit 6,000 on here, and it means a lot to me. I stream Monday through Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Links will be all down in the description. I tweet like crazy, and I tweet all my updates on my controllers there. So make sure to follow me there as well. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, night, morning, wherever you are. And I will make sure to drop another review of this controller after a month. And of course, I'm still going to have the Scuff review coming soon. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'm out.